it sounds really easy, building muscle. If you are doing this naturally, it's going to be slow, and you have to push your food up a little bit to maybe areas that you don't necessarily feel as comfortable with.
Yeah, I think that's the worst part of it.
Yeah, you have to be committed at least 6 months. I think that's bare minimum as well.
More and more people are becoming more inclined to filming.
Yeah.
I think from us, I don't know about you, but just normal sort of average clients, like they will film a bit more now, and the amount of feedback that we can give is just crazy.
Yeah, it's like 100 grand for Ronnie Coleman back in 2000.
Is that what it was?
Can you change my program so I can shock the body, please?
Yeah, there's no shocking of the body.
Right, welcome back to another podcast, and we're deciding we're going to call this the is it the Jack and Jimmy show, or is it the Jimmy and Jack show? Who first?
We might have a name by episode 10,
Yeah, we might have a
potentially.
name. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about why building muscle is actually harder than you think, and why most guys just never actually see it. Because it sounds really easy, building muscle, eating more calories, then actually eventually looking bigger. But in practice, it very rarely happens for a lot of people. We've done it countless times in our bodybuilding careers over like different like seasons between shows and just normally. And we have a lot of clients that do it as well. But we want to talk about the things that I think you need to be taken into consideration when you're actually trying to build muscle, and how to manage plateaus with training, plateaus with your physique, and ultimately the patience it takes to build muscle as well, because god damn, it's slow if you're building muscle naturally, isn't it?
Expectations as well, I think. Expectations of actually how much you can, essentially gain, because I think people again
gain 10 kilo muscle in a year.
Again, like, old school Jack Gadd would gain 45 pounds and believe that it's all muscle mass.
Dare put photos up of old school me. Actually, don't even go there.
I do. I think I just took inspiration from you in 2018, seeing stacks of pancakes with Walden Farms.
The stack of pancakes with a custard cream on top of it.
That's crazy. But
do you know what? That's still at like 50 grams of protein, though.
It sounds amazing.
Protein pancakes. If it fits your macros. I think let's just go straight into if it fits your macros when you're trying to bulk.
Yeah.
It's like let's not be around the bush. It can work, but I think it can be a terrible way to manage your nutrition by just having this focus on very poor food quality when you're trying to gain muscle. And I think that's one of the things that most people miss is the food quality when they're actually eating more.
Yeah. I mean, I think the hunger levels as well. I think if you're constantly like chasing the, fitting your macros, like I think it makes you more hungry.
Oh, 100%.
Rather than actually trying to get some like good quality dense stuff in. And like you say, like it will work. Like it will work. Like obviously there's better options, but yeah, I think that's the worst part of it.
Yeah.
The more you eat, the more you're going to be just like having that sweet sort of side of things that you're trying to create these like. Well, I'm sure we can pull up the sort of things that you use to concoct.
I think it's the excitement of it. So a lot of people will get to this point where they've decided they want to bulk. Like maybe they've got to that point they want to body fat wise, they've reversed out, and it's like, okay, I'm going to gain some muscle. I'm going to commit to a year of bulking, whatever it might be. And it's exciting because you can eat. Like you can eat a bowl of cereal and you not have to worry about being hungry later because you've smashed all your calories before lunch.
Yeah, true.
And it starts to get like you take the piss with it. So you have a donut and a protein bar and call that a meal. It's not a meal. It's like, let's be honest, it's 20 grams of protein and a bunch of sugar, which is probably going to just make you feel like absolute crap, versus proper meal when you're trying to gain some muscle with proper protein in. Because it's not just about on MyFitnessPal that you've hit your protein target. Anyone can do that with very poor food choices. It's where it comes from, right? Like actually the good quality sources that you want to get from your diet.
Yeah, I think, and I try to sort of like tell clients that the quality is quite important, I think. And when we sort of like pick that protein number, it's like, what sources are you getting it from?
Yeah.
Like, are you getting it from like, say, eggs, or are you getting it from like a protein bar? Like, which one's going to be, and we've all been there. Like, I don't mind a protein bar at all.
Sure.
So, but if I'm talking like optimal, I'd be choosing like the chicken breast over the protein bar. If I'm busy, obviously I might take the protein bar, but
yeah.
We have to look at the quality, and I think that quality of protein that you take in is going to help you more within your physique.
Yeah, it's going to make you look like just feel better as well. Like when you start, I think filling your food up with, like, let's be honest, like the whole processed foods and everything, it's full of many different fillers and additives that probably to an extent is going to make you feel worse versus just the one single ingredient food.
Just more inflammation in your body as well, isn't it? Right, like it's
it.
not as compared to eating, like let's say some chicken, some veg, some rice, or protein bar and a couple of protein waffles.
Yeah,
like,
just having
although it still meets the requirements technically, it's probably not going to make you feel that great.
Having like 6 wraps of the day to get your
intake. Well, I mean, we've seen it all though.
Get a grilled one though.
We've seen it all before though. Yeah.
That's what I'll be honest. That's what I used to do in one of my gaining phases. That really didn't go that well. I would go to McDonald's in the morning when I was like working with EDF. Pick up a double bacon egg McMuffin, a porridge pot, and I would. It's gonna sound tragic. I used to dip a protein bar in the porridge pot.
Wow. Let it all out.
And that would be breakfast. 700 calories, not a bad amount of protein, but I'll be honest, I used to feel horrific during my game.
You're just
phases.
like instantly sluggish, aren't you? After like that sort of meal. Like, just I think, the structure's quite important as well with it, isn't it?
Yeah, like 100%. Like as soon as, like over the last few years, it's something I've really started doing a lot more of and being, I guess, more aware of food choices. Just generally feel so much better when I'm dieting, but also eating more as well.
Yeah. You find like your digestion's actually like loads better as well. You're like, it's hard to sort of imagine it because obviously if you say you've been dieting and then you're obviously moving into your gaining phase, like just eat more of the good foods that you was having in your diet.
Yeah.
Because ultimately that's it's going to fill you up. Like it's just a bit boring, isn't it? You just want to go and eat. I just want to have some food. I'm bulking now,
the old I'm bulking now, so I eat what I want.
But me and you have both done bulks where it's been like that, and I know I've done it, and I've just eaten shit really, like, and being like, okay, but at least I've covered my protein. It's like, but you can't. It doesn't really work like that,
No, you can kind of look back at progress and maybe judge it a little bit. Like, could it be better with the right foods?
You say like this bulk versus this bulk. It's like, okay, wow, this one's so much better. I was so much stronger. Like,
gain less body fat as well.
Gain less body fat. Like, you don't need to gain too much body fat. When we say bulk, like we don't, or when we say gain, we mean in you don't have to be belly full and
just bloat God. But also, I think it comes to the other end of that as well, as people are actually afraid to eat. Like,
yes.
Again, we work with plenty of clients that are really afraid of this whole notion of gaining muscle mass. And if you are doing this naturally, it's going to be slow, and you have to push your food up a little bit to maybe areas that you don't necessarily feel as comfortable with. Like, I've got some guys at the minute that are plus 4,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever eat that. I think I would struggle to do that personally myself. But for some people, you do need to get your food high if you really want to gain some muscle mass.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's the fear of eating a bit more and seeing fat go on.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm in that stage right now, and I think coming off the back of a competition prep, like, you are a little bit more worried, but I mean, over the times and the years, it gets a bit easier, of course. And I'm one of them people that my calories go up super high, just have to, or my weight, like over 4,000 I can get to. So
I would struggle to not to eat at that point. Like,
exactly, and I think that's when them sort of things come into play, when you're like, oh, okay, well, how can I fit the rest of this in? You're going in the cupboard at the night just to fill your calories up, and it's like a bowl of granola with a fucking chocolate mousse from, do you know what I mean, Aero mousse.
Not even a protein one.
The banana or something, looks like a dog's dinner or something.
Yeah, it is another thing. It's like two ends of the scale with it, but I think a bulk done properly can be a massive thing for a physique when done right, because it's patience, right, isn't it? That muscle, the time that takes to do it. I think as an absolute minimum, anyone watching this that is thinking about trying to gain some muscle mass or actively grow over a period of time, you have to be committed at least 6 months. I think that's bare minimum as well.
Yeah.
Any shorter than that, you're just not going to see the changes you really want. I think you have to be doing this for at least 6 months, anywhere up to a year plus. Yeah. That's been the best gaining phases that we've had. A year plus, trying to actively gain muscle. And there might be a few mini cuts and stuff in there, but if you really want to see a change, you've got to stick it out and give it a chance.
I mean, it's you can lose fat really quickly, I feel, but muscle, that takes years of practice, of time, of understanding, knowledge, accountability. And that dreaded consistency word that everybody hates, but it's probably the number one word.
Consistency when it doesn't show as well.
Yeah, I mean,
because you're not seeing changes in the mirror every day.
No, and building muscle, like, you're not just going to wake up and be like, oh, like, I'm super here. Like, even for me and you, like, and I say even to like say female clients as well, it's like when you're in a gaining phase, it's like, you know, you've got to build some muscle now. It's like, listen, I've been trying my whole life to build muscle and I'm still tiny. I'm tiny, you know, like I'll try it every day. Yeah. I want to wake up like The Rock, you know, well, not actually currently, but yeah, it takes so much time. Fractional gains, especially as we get older as well, you know, them gains, you know, you have to work harder.
You have to work harder, and again, it's going to be less. And I guess the most recent Olympia, for anyone that's interested in that, there's guys that will spend the whole year on performance enhancing drugs, training as their job, getting paid to do it, supplement sponsorships. And sometimes the progress is really marginal. Like you can't even see it. Yeah. And that, I think, is the kicker, is as well, if you're doing this naturally, you have to give it the time it needs to really see a decent change. Yeah,
and understand that, you know, your lifestyle, you know, most of the guys we work with, family guys, or, you know, you've got to take that into consideration. A lot of these people that we'll see on Instagram and stuff, they're doing it for their sole job. You know, that is the reason why they're doing it.
Yeah, competing for money or like
what's their job, right?
Bigger sponsorships at that point, Like obviously, it was £600,000 the check this year for first place.
Yeah, I think so.
That's wild, isn't it?
Crazy. And but I think they're all doing a few more now, aren't they? Because they can go into the other shows and like 200k, 100k. Yeah. So some big prizes.
So I was looking back the other day. I was going down the Olympia rabbit hole. Trying to revive the old bodybuilding career.
I mean, you're only a year away from the Olympia, aren't you, really?
Yeah,
at this point?
I mean, if
you're one bulk away.
If I pick up a dumbbell right now, I'm going to gain so much muscle. It's just going to... I don't want to get too big, though. That's what I want to be careful of. Like, with these bulking phases, I don't want to get too big.
Get that last bit of muscle.
Yeah. Just want to gain that last bit of muscle. But yeah, it's like 100 grand for Ronnie Coleman back in 2000.
Is that what it was?
Like that.
Oh, really?
So that's gone up 500k since like then. That's wild. I think it just shows the popularity of it as well.
It's a lot more popular now. Yeah. And now you got the
back
classic.
In the days of Arnie, it was probably like 5k for winning, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Pumping Iron, a classic if you haven't watched it. So nutrition we know is important. Eating the right foods, the quality of it, and will obviously be like one of the big reasons to why people will gain muscle and make progress. But I think training is one of those things that, in my opinion, is probably the most important. I think you can get away with probably nutrition, having protein bars here and there, and having a flexible lifestyle. But if your training's crap, you're not going to gain any muscle mass. Like I see it all the time. So many people go on a bulk, but they don't really get any stronger. So in the gym, they're lifting the same weights, or the next year they're doing the same numbers in the gym. Let's be real for a second. The reality is you probably haven't gained a lot of muscle mass if you're still lifting the same weight as you were last year at a lighter body weight. If you're now heavier, lifting the same, just gained a bunch of fat probably. Might be a little bit of muscle, but not going to be that much. Not going to be that noticeable.
Marginal.
Training is super important, which again, you know for yourself. And is there like a setup that people need to be looking at which is different to their diet if they're trying to really gain muscle?
As in with the way that they train?
Yeah, just the way that they train, like amounts of training sessions per week or volume, those kind of things, especially for the guys that we kind of work with.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you're actually like delving in, like for gaining muscle, there's so many studies that suggest that the rep ranges are like, for instance, if we're talking rep ranges, it can be anything at the moment, you know, like this. I read a study maybe yesterday even that 4x4 was better than 3x12 or
4x4.
Yeah, like 4 sets of
reps.
4. Yeah, 4 sets of or something like that.
Imagine
was coming
4 reps
through.
on lateral raise.
Be great, right? But that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah. So, with regards to all that, it's very person dependent. But I think we have to take into consideration, and we was talking about it, the progressive overload side of things, right? So we need to be consistently getting better over time. We need to stop chopping and changing exercises for no real reason at all. Find stuff that suits you, suits your body type, your physique, like your lever lengths. And as boring as it may sound, you have to do it over time, you know, because if you're training shit, chances are your physique's going to probably look similar and you're going to wonder why, right? It's like all good eating, all the calories and stuff, but if you're training shit or non-existent, you're just going to get fat. Yeah. You know, training has to be there, has to be good to build muscle. Yeah. Has to be. 100%. You know, you can technically not train weights and lose fat still, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But you can't not train and build muscle.
No.
Impossible.
Yeah, 100%. I literally couldn't agree more. It's the most important part when it comes to building muscle. You can train and lose fat, like you said. That's a perfect analogy. You can train and lose fat, but you can't train and build muscle. Like
Simple.
You have to do it. So I think with the training side of things and progressive overload, I'll come back to what you said about like training.
Yeah.
Would you keep it the same? Because whenever I've done my gaining phases, I will literally run the same moves for probably like a whole year. Maybe change a few accessories out here and there, but the program will just be very much what it needs to be for that period of time.
Yeah, the program. Yeah, I'd like to change things. Like I say, once I've sort of like, even with a client, once I've found out what movements they enjoy doing, you know, what they think like they can progressively do for a long period of time, I'll try and, you know, the main compounds, I'll try and keep in for as long as possible.
Yeah.
Now, I would keep them in for way longer than what, you know, if I was coaching you, I know that I'd give it to you for like a year, for instance.
Yeah, for sure.
But some people like
after 3 weeks. Though,
some
please.
people like to like to chop and change
I
it.
just
It's
feel
like,
like I need to
I
shock the body.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's another.
Jimmy, can you change my program so I can shock the body, please?
Yeah. There's no shocking of the body. But no, I like to keep stuff in because you need that chance to overload it, right? If you're moving from an incline to a flat to a decline, you've got no numbers, you've got no referral, like you need to build up. And I understand, you know, most days now the gyms are busy, you know, the exercise selections are more difficult because the gyms are rammed, right? Obviously me being here, great, it's my own, so I can do what I want, but for the most part, it is quite difficult, I think. I don't know if you find that with your clients, but you know, where they train it. If you're training at 6 o'clock in a pure gym and you're trying to get on the incline press, quite tough. So there has to be a little bit of leeway with options.
For sure. I think if you're changing movement for movement, reps staying the same is probably a good idea. Like an incline machine to an incline dumbbell, trying to then not change the reps within that is a good idea. Or just having like, I guess, swaps for what's needed. Because again, life comes into it. There's going to be times where you just can't do the same machine week in, week out, and maybe this is where the programming side of thing comes into it, of picking basic movements that you know are going to be available at your gym. Like if you're trying to program in a machine which is always taken at the gym, the preacher curl or the leg extension, because no one wants to squat or do an actual barbell curl, like maybe program the ones that you can do because you know they're going to be free. It's very rarely done.
I think we get with the sort of exercise selection, people are like, oh well, you know, my bench wasn't that great this week, and I'm like, okay, well what happened? It's like, oh well, I couldn't get on it first, I couldn't get on it second or third, so I had to do it like fifth. I'm like, right, okay, you have to understand that you've just done a few other exercises before now, so of course it's going to be a bit less potentially, and over time I think you can build up that, you know, where you can make it a bit stronger over time, but it's going to change. So I think people have to understand that too, exercise selection and where you put it. So if I do it first on week 1 and then I can't get on it till 4th, it's probably going to differ slightly, right?
All the time. Yeah, definitely. Like that. And also the rep ranges you follow. So if you're going into the gym, not logging and not tracking, which is another thing in itself.
That's it.
You don't know where your numbers are. So you don't know what numbers you're doing each and every week. You might know in your head or think, oh, I did this last week, but did you? Was it 30 kilo or was it 35 kilo? Was it 7 reps you got or was it 6? Like, we're guessing, and at least by tracking you know your numbers. So when you go in, you can try and progress the same reps as the next week or the week after.
Or if you can't make it on that same sort of you know, routine, and you have to do it like say second or third, you know, like, okay, well maybe dropping off 5 kilos is about right. Or, you know, you can still try and chase that number, but if you've got no reference, then you don't know what you're doing, you know,
rather than being disappointed,
just spinning your wheels. Exactly.
I think progression and progressive overload is one of those things that I think a lot of people try and overcomplicate. Like, it's obviously done through various different ways, and I don't know about your program, and we do this obviously a bit differently, but the way that I would go into my program if I was really trying to build muscle mass, again, we've talked about the split, same sort of split for a long period of time. Your rep ranges, let's just say, for example, you've got a bench press and you're doing 3 sets of 6 to 8. A linear load progression model is probably one that's going to suit most people who haven't ever followed a proper gaining phase. So you go in 1 week, you maybe hit 100 kilo for 8, 8 and 8. Okay, so you've hit the top of the rep range. So then the next week you might try that little bit more, 102.5, and you might then drop to 6, 6 and 6. So you drop 2 reps off of each set. The next week after that, 102.5 for 777, and then maybe 8 and 8, and then another weight jump. It's slow, and that's what makes it boring, because you're going in with the goal of a rep progression, a weight progression, or maybe staying the same if that's what you want to hold on to. And I think that's why most people quit with it, because it's just not that fun.
It's not
like,
that fun,
it's not interesting going into the gym doing 2.5 kilo more, aiming for an extra rep. But I think if you really want to build muscle, you have to get fucking excited by that.
Yeah.
You have to get excited to progress. When I think back to like when I grew the most amount of muscle between competing, I absolutely adore going into the gym, trying to progress my squat by 2.5 kilo or an extra rep. And lo and behold, like my legs between 2015 and 2018.
Yeah, different story, right?
Massive difference.
Yeah.
You have to get excited to progress. And if you don't, I think you're going to be winging your gym sessions.
Yeah, I think it's getting people, to enjoy the gym a bit more, really. Because, I mean, if you don't enjoy it, like, you're probably not going to enjoy, like, trying to chase, like, an extra rep here and there. But I think over the time, and it's the same as the diet, when you see over time that you're dropping body fat, over time where you're, gaining these reps, you're like, okay, things are looking a little bit better here. Like, fitting my T-shirts a bit more now. Like, just certain aspects are looking better.
Yeah.
And that only comes with time. It's not going to come 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Like you say, like yours was what, 2016 to 18 or 15?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So 2 years.
2 years of progression, and you probably squatted most of that time, right?
I was getting to doing leg days twice a week at that point.
Exactly.
So that sucked. Like every day going in, trying to I got progressive, but I got excited by it. Yeah. So like, there's got to be that little bit of excitement, and I guess on the topic of progression as well, like intensity needs to come into the equation too. Jesus, yeah. Like intensity, like it's all well and good getting stronger in the gym, but if we're looking at like, when we'll call clients out on this, because otherwise what's the point in coaching, right?
Yeah.
If someone's gained 40 kilo on their squat in the last 6 weeks, they weren't training hard enough on their squat in the first place. Okay, like,
show me the squat.
Yeah, show me the video now. I want to see the squat. So progression is also relative to the intensity that progression has taken place on. So if someone's adding 10 kilo a week, 5 kilo a week, and we watch a video back and the top of the rep range they were hitting was like questionable, you've got to question that with your training too. And in a day and age where we can video our workouts, where people don't really give a shit, take advantage of it. Like, film yourself, watch your stuff back, ask yourself, did you train hard enough? Because 9 times out of 10 you might not have. Okay, you might have had a few more reps left in the tank, and if you're then progressing based on not training hard enough, there's probably some like growth left, like left under the table there in that.
Yeah, and I think that's the good thing about the coaching, and more people are becoming more inclined to film in. I think from us, I don't know about you, but just normal sort of average clients, like they will film a bit more now, and the amount of feedback that we can give is just crazy, because most of the time I'll look at it and I'll be like, that's terrible. So if you're one of my clients now, but I've
say it a bit nicer than that.
Yeah, but I've always got something to say, right? Because I've been one-to-one coaching personally and watching people's form and techniques for 10 plus 15 years. So it's a very good tool to use, and we can be like, okay, well, like a few simple changes and tweaks, and I reverting back to the rep ranges and stuff, like I'll have a rep range on a client's plan, but if you've got more reps, do it.
Yeah.
If you're, 85, 90%, you're doing your heavyweight, your top set, and I've programmed 12, say top end. If you can get 14, take them. Because some days you're going to take them, and other days you're going to feel like shit, and you're probably not going to get them. So when they're there and when you feel good, or it's like, okay, I might do another set, like, because I'm feeling really good. Take it, do a bit more.
Everybody wants to get big, but nobody wants to lift this heavy
lift the heavy ass weight.
Yeah, buddy. It's true though, isn't it?
It is true.
Like, you just wimp out on progressions when it's there.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you need
because and I think that's because also like people are just like referring back to what have I got to do?
Yeah.
Like, which is all great, because you do need to have that solid base, that solid plan, that foundation. But sometimes you just got to train.
Yeah.
You just got to get involved.
It's a mindset.
It's not like, I've got to 12. It's like, oh, well, that says I need to stop, but I've got loads more. So if you get to that point and you feel like that, you either need to up the weight, or something needs to change, right?
Yeah.
Most of the time it's upping the weight.
Yeah, 100%. Could not agree more. Training intensity, progressive overload, they are key. But one of the things I think we've probably not touched on is, I guess, the lifestyle habits as well, like your sleep, like your stress levels.
Yeah.
I think that affects everything as well. So
Yeah.
everyone thinks that it's just about training, nutrition. Of course, that's the biggest thing. But if your sleep is really bad, and we work with a lot of parents, we work with a lot of people that have busy jobs, and perhaps when you're staying up late, and they know you've got a session tomorrow,
Yeah.
and then in the check-in they'll say, oh, that session wasn't that great. And then you look at, okay, was the sleep reflective of what you were trying to do that next day? Probably not. Like making sure that your good habits outside of the gym are helping you in the gym as well.
Yeah, I mean, sleep's massive, isn't it? But sleep, it's not just massive for building muscle, for losing fat, for just regular maintenance and seeing, you know, regular changes. It's just important for the whole lifestyle. And yeah, we do get it quite a lot. And again, when you delve into it, it's a bit like, okay, well, what did you do? It's like, well, I stayed up till, I don't know, 12. It's like, well, you know, you can't expect to have a good night's sleep if you're, you know, staying up too late or too much of phone before bed, or
looking at Ronnie Coleman montages.
You're not really, are you? You're looking at ways to improve your golf game to be able to beat me one day finally, which, you know, like unlikely to happen. But yeah, we do need to take sleep into consideration as well, and yeah, just the general sort of recovery side of things, not just, you know, the training. The recovery is important. Taking the rest days, you know, allowing yourself enough recovery to be able to go back in and sort of like, you know, get them sessions done to the fullest of your ability. I understand that people want to do more, but sometimes more isn't always better for muscle as well. You need, you know, that time in between. You need to recover. You need to obviously get your extra, you know, calories in potentially. So yeah, that's another consideration.
Yeah, less is more sometimes. Like less is more, and for a lot of people it'd be hard to do that if you're just someone that's, I guess, used to being in the gym all the time. Building muscle's very different, because if you're lifting heavier each week and gaining a lot of strength, that's going to affect your body a little bit. So you're going to probably be a bit more fried. So there's 5 sessions a week with half-assed intensity, not training that hard with no progressive overload, versus the 3 sessions a week with amazing progression, amazing intensity. One of those is probably going to build more muscle, and it's going to be the 3-day split.
Yeah, I'll take that all day.
Take that every single day of the week. And this is what we get a lot of our guys to do, don't we? Because at the end of the day, like, they are busy, they've got their jobs, they've got their lives, they've got kids maybe, and if they can train less but train harder and progress more, like, that's a big win in comparison to just going in and winging it.
No, some people just think that they have to train this certain amount of times. Like, it's almost like this 5 days,
golden rule
5,
of
6
training,
days a
isn't it?
week. It's like, I don't even train that much.
No,
like
I've
4,
never trained 6
like,
ever.
I think 4 max. If I'm comp prep, I might ramp it up a little bit, because I'm sort of like a little bit more fried. So I'll like lower the amount that I'm doing, so I got more, you know. Again, just strategically doing it. But yeah, 4 sessions max, like, you know. And
that could be worked in a week very, very easily.
Yeah.
And it's committing to 4 as well, because say one week you do 2, the next you do 3, the week after you do 4. There's missed sessions that are constantly happening there, and then you have to then ask yourself, are those actions aligning with what you want to see? So if you really want to build muscle, make the sessions every week. Make it a damn non-negotiable that it's going to happen. Otherwise, you'll just be disappointed when you get to 6 months down the line and you see 0 change.
Well, that's it. And it's like, you know, why am I not making progress? It's like, oh, well, I couldn't train. I couldn't do all my sessions this week, or I couldn't do that. It's like, well, you know, you have to hold yourself accountable sometimes as well, right? Like, we can give you every single tool you need to build muscle, to lose fat, but if you don't take action, it's not going to happen. Like, all of our results that you'll see on our page is from a client that matches the same energy in it, like, ultimately, you know, and that's the way that...
That's it, and that is it. I think building muscle, the takeaway is not about intensity for 4 or 5 weeks. Like, anyone can be on it for that period of time. It's, can you do this for 6 months plus to a year? Can you keep going with it and persevering when you're not seeing any changes, or visually there's not much difference? I would be looking at your training. Are you getting stronger? Are you feeling different in clothes? If those things are changing, you're probably in a good place, and just keep sticking it out. Like, just trust the process of gaining muscle mass. It's such a wishy-washy way of saying it, but you have to. Like, you have to just trust that it's working if you're doing everything right and to the intensity that it needs to be.
And don't binge on Krispy Kremes because you think you're bulking, because you're not.
The big Krispy Kreme binge.
Does sound great though.
It does sound fantastic. Awesome. Well, guys, if you want to get started with your muscle building journey, or you're unsure where to start, head to the bio to download the 4 weeks free coaching. This will help you decide on what direction to go in and start tracking your workouts and nutrition to basically start in the right way. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.